Hey everybody, welcome back to Colleague Conversation with me, Rick.
And me, Nahin.
And our special guest today is Coach Mickey Lopez.
Coach Mickey
What's up,
Lopez.
everybody?
Now I have a quick question. I always ask about people and their titles and their names.
Why Coach?
Coach.
You know what? I feel like it's easier. I do come from a sport background, so I feel like coach is just more me. You know, having these. I don't mind seafood, and then there's seagung, and then there's
Seabach.
and there's seabach, and you know, look.
And you're
look,
Kaju
guys.
Campo, so even professor is
Whoa, yeah. Let's. You know, I'm not gonna go there, but you know what? I feel like it's easier because that's what I do right now.
Okay.
I'm a coach. I coach kids. I coach adults. I'm a coach.
You're with the police department.
Yes, I
Tell us
work.
about that.
I work for. Well, I'm not with the police
Right,
department.
you work
It's
for
a
the
kind of
sheriff's.
umbrella. It's called DSAL. So we help the community.
And what's D-Cell for?
Deputy Sheriff's Athletic League.
Yeah, because our audience, they're like, what is that?
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
to look it up.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It's an amazing program. We feed the homeless. You know, we everything we do is for folks that have low income. So all the programs are free.
Yeah.
And you know, we have a boxing ring.
Yeah, you do the live things.
Yeah,
There's
you
a
know,
whole hour
we have a
workout.
whole fitness CrossFit arena. It's amazing. And then COVID hit. Boom.
Yeah.
And then,
Damn.
you know.
Well, you know, COVID has done a big numbers, and I want to, and I'm glad you mentioned it because we are right now in South San Francisco at a restaurant called Thai Satay. The restaurant is actually owned by one of my students.
Yes.
So he graciously invited us in, but he's 72 years old. So he's like, dude, you guys have got to wipe down, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, we had to wipe down our hands, the table, the chairs.
I
It's like,
scrubbed
okay.
down, took a hot shower before I got here.
Great,
you know,
great. He's
all
gonna be
that.
happy to hear that.
You know, I'm actually a germaphobe myself, so
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I've always been like, you know, really, come on, guys, like wash your hands. I get it. I don't.
The basic,
you know,
yeah.
It's just you
Yeah.
know, but you know, there's some dirty people. Gyms are dirty, man. So.
Yes, they are.
I was gonna bring that up because not only the gym you're at right now, but you also have another gym, right? The Kobe Kick.
Sobe Kick. I'm no longer there.
Oh.
What happened was back in February.
Uh-huh.
That was my last time there. The final workshop that we did,
Was
that was
when we-
it.
when we
And the
visited.
Be Like Water, that was it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
my swan song, but the owner didn't know that. But you know, this whole thing with me was running a gym, being a general manager of a gym was
Right.
I have to sell you.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is I just want to be a teacher.
I just
want
want to help
coach.
you.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? It wasn't me. It was a great experience. I stuck with that gym for 5 years.
Yeah, I
Technically
remember.
more, but
Because you were kind of managing it before the owner said, "Hey, do you want to take over the?"
I loved Sobe Kick, bro. It was my home away from home. It was my my church. I was there.
You know, I had noticed that every time we had videos when you were there, everybody there really looked up to you. You could
Yeah.
see it in the training. I mean, you were just doing videos, even one-on-one or whatever, but you could tell those individuals you were training were like, this is my instructor, this is my
Yeah.
coach,
You
this
know
is my
what?
guy.
I'll tell you what. If I only knew how much personal training really paid, I think I would have never. I'm still paying for my tuition in graphic design. I'm a graphic artist, but man, her personal training is where it's at.
So you're like the third graphic designer that does martial arts that we know.
Yeah.
You know, Bob
Yeah.
Gomez, professor,
Yeah,
the
Bob is
professor.
awesome.
Yeah, he does some work too.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to look you guys up and try to create our
Yeah.
logo for the colleague conversation.
Something, yeah.
You know,
Give
yeah,
everybody a
yeah.
third.
One thing I take away from graphic design, it really helps my martial arts as far as attention to detail.
Ooh,
I'm
that
very
focus.
like, move your elbows out or something like that. So I'm very like, do it again.
You don't get the
know.
whole thing and see, oh, that's out of place. We need to.
And you know what too? I'll look at the work and I'll be like, oh, and I'll just throw it out because people say, oh, looks good. No, Control Delete. Everything. It's just that just means.
You know, I just imagined him grabbing one of his students
you know what,
and throwing him.
You know what amazes me about you, and obviously we did a little bit of research, but here's the thing: there's not a lot of research to find online about you.
No, but the more we hear about you, the more we're like, wait, there's so
With
many
this
facets
guy.
of his history.
Now, I
that
know you're in
we
your
don't-
40s,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, see,
I
I
swear
wanted
to
to
God,
ask
we
that.
thought you were in your 30s,
Swear to God.
or maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
happy anniversary. I know
Oh,
it was just a
thank
few
you.
days
Yes,
ago.
happy anniversary.
10
10 years, huh?
10
Congratulations.
years,
Good
actually
for you.
12. But hey,
Who's counting?
So yeah, who's
I
counting?
know she is.
No,
She
she
is.
definitely is.
She'll tell you.
Every time Tiffany, she's my 9-year-old, goes up a a number, we go, oh, okay, now it's 11, 12. So and
She
you
throws
know
that
what?
count out.
I'll tell you what, I give Chrissy a lot of props. I'm not the easiest guy to get along with, so hey.
Dude, aren't we all like that though?
You know what I'm gonna
My
say?
wife will tell you. She's like, Red, get your ass doing this, that, and doing whatever you have to do.
Martial artists have a weird little kind of quirk about them. Like they're very independent, but they want to do things with people, but they want to do it their way,
Yeah.
and it's.
But Chrissy
It's a
lets
weird
me.
culture.
Chrissy lets me do what I want. She actually translates me at times. She's very supportive. She knows I'm passionate about it. So
That's
I got lucky.
Is she in the fight world? Does she play?
You know what? She's a brown belt in Taekwondo.
Nice.
Really?
And she that's why Tiffany can kick really high. Journey will just pull your hair out. She don't care about the martial arts really. She's more
like
the
my
arts.
little
She's
one.
more the artsy
Journey's
one.
the daughter.
She's my 6-year-old.
She's a little one.
Remember,
She's a little
I think
one.
we saw her at the gym that time.
Yeah.
She was adorable.
Yeah.
Both of my girls were really. I try to bring them to the gym as much as I can. I think it's important.
It's still that early. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still in that absorbent. Like, what is this place? And they
Dude,
run around.
I'm teaching his daughter, who's 10 years old, and
Yeah.
she's a hoot.
Yeah.
The attention span is kind of short, but
Oh yeah.
when she's there, she's there.
Yes.
So how do you maintain that with the kids? Because I know you train kids.
Well, right now, I'm just working with my daughter right now.
Mhm.
But as far as work with kids are concerned, I just really, attention, focus, fighting stance, go. And the thing with D-Cell is we're in, we're out. I have them run around because we're at the Hayward Adult School. So it was an old high school back in the day. They have a quad. The kids run.
Wow.
They do push-ups, sit-ups. Just regular. It's a boxing workout.
Okay.
And then a lot of conditioning. And then I need help with my Spanish because a lot of those folks. So I just help.
I like
Voy
it.
a traducir.
Yeah, see? Muévete. Hey, hey, that's pretty good.
There you go.
Coach Lopez, that's all I got. That's it. That's it.
Well,
that's
Lopez
it.
already works.
Yeah,
it
that's it.
rolls off our
But
tongue.
you know what? I'll tell you, teaching kids is amazing because you see the growth.
Oh yeah.
That you see the transformation. You see the, hey coach, you're so and so is more focused in school. He's not getting in trouble no more. He's coming to the gym every day.
That's
Can't pay
awesome.
for that.
Dude, we had that with our teenagers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
we
ski?
we had one kid, well, not ski, but this other kid named Marco.
Mhm.
And 17-year-old, and the parents would tell me, oh yeah, he's kind of slow, he's this and that and all these things. And we get him, he's like, no, he's none of that. We had to get him to start talking and start
Yeah, he was
playing.
very quiet. He was like,
And
really?
once we
were
did,
trying to get
and
him to
probably
shut
about
up.
3 or 4 months in, his mom and dad were like, hey, he's starting to talk to people.
Yeah.
He's no longer a geek. He's no
Yeah.
longer a nerd.
Yeah.
He's actually being more open.
Yeah.
Joined a club.
Yeah, he joined a couple of clubs. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah. How is your daughter?
Yeah.
How is she dealing with the virtual learning?
Oh, she's good. She's religious about it. We were actually just talking about it.
Yeah, we were
too.
talking with her
We went
today,
to
but-
breakfast with him earlier, and she was like, "I like it, but I hate the idea that they say, okay, you have free time now, but you have to be back at a certain time for your face
Yeah.
face to
She's
face."
always late, she says.
She's always like, she's like, oh, I get caught up in this, and then I'm doing that, and then I forget the time. They're terrible. We kind of we were bad at teaching them to regulate their time from a young age, because we just do things.
Yeah.
That was just us. We just go and do things. So the little one, I still don't think she has a real good concept of time.
Yeah. Journey, Tiffany's really good.
Right.
But Journey can be like, hey, aren't you supposed to be in class? She goes, oh, I don't know. Am I don't know.
It's always the little
Yeah,
one. It's always the
little
second one.
Yeah, it's always the second
yeah.
one.
Now let me ask you
Yes, sir.
this: you've been in the martial arts world, and not in just FMA or Kaju Kempo, but you've done a lot of different systems.
I have.
Now, why was that?
Well-
Because that's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you, I wanted to stay in shape. I was a big basketball guy for a long time.
No, he did
You
say it
know,
was sports.
Yes, and then I was like, man, I'm not gonna make it to the NBA, so I gotta
I'm
find
about
something.
a foot
Yeah.
short.
But I did play
Hey,
college.
Muggsy Malone, come on, man.
Hey,
Come on.
Muggsy Bugs, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Come
know,
on.
One out of how many?
hey, Spud Webb. I mean, I used to
That's
look up
true,
to
that's
those
true.
guys.
And not too high up, though, right?
Yeah, hey, I'll tell you what, if my whole thing was, wow, Spud used to blow me away. He was 5'6", would dunk.
Oh my
and,
God,
yeah. that was crazy.
He was just like, he's amazing. I did play a little bit of intramural college, so that was the highest I get. But you know what? Basketball will always have my heart. But you know, my first martial art I started off was Korean, called Kuksul. You guys heard of Kuksul?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kuksul was cool. I got to a car accident. I had to stop that. And
How old are you when you started though?
19. I started 19.
Okay.
Wow, that's actually very late.
I know. I thought you were gonna say like 12.
Yeah, I thought you
Super
were
late.
like
I started super late.
Damn, I started at 28.
Hey, but you know what?
It gets you.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, what's cool is I'm starting to kind of put basketball and the arts together, and all it is just drills. But my coach, my basketball coach, we ran like 2 plays for 4 years, and I was like, we're not winning any games, right? But then we started to win our junior and our senior year. We made it to NCS. We were ranked number 2 in the East Bay. So his method to his madness, he was very Bobby Knightish.
Okay, there you go.
Very hardcore Indiana Hoosiers. He liked all that.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways,
Keep it simple. Yeah, you were 19, got injured.
Yeah, I got injured. I got to a really bad car accident. That's why my back is kind of messed up a little bit.
Welcome to the club.
Yes, sir. You know what? And that's the thing is. That he was drunk during at noon on a day, and he ran the red light, and my car fishtailed. So, but it is what it is. I went to therapy. You know, I was still young at the time, and I was in shape, so the injuries didn't really affect me that bad. It got me later.
That's the thing. You don't see it, and we were actually going to talk to a chiropractor about some of the injuries that we suffered through, and you know how do we grow from that? Because it's difficult. It will change the way your mindset sees things.
And you know what? I was just telling Dennis Duarte this the other night. You know, we want to do this for a long time.
Right.
I'm big on recovery. I just came from cryotherapy before this.
Oh, no shit.
You know, I really try and lift every day to strengthen my bones and my tendons. I try to watch my diet so I don't go over. And if I go over, I can feel my back start to hurt because I have L4, L5. You know, and then. So yeah, I'm very conscientious of the way I listen to my body. I don't try to slam it, but I do have days where I do go hard, you know, just because I want that feeling of.
And we're stubborn.
And I'm very stubborn, you know.
As long as you have the recovery, you should be fine.
Because Kuya Rick, you know what? I train with kids that are in their 21s, and they're fast, they're strong.
And you gotta
keep up with them.
Yeah.
And you know what? That makes me
that motivates you. Yeah.
Right. I gotta play with this guy.
Well, I mean, you know, don't show him everything.
Oh no! After I show him something, I destroy it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That didn't really work. Here's a counter to that.
It worked this time. Why didn't it work this time?
Yeah. So.
Have to keep coming back.
Yeah. So from Kuksul, I
like Kuksul too.
It was very good. A lot of pressure points. A lot of good stuff, but I started to get...
Where did you learn that?
San Lorenzo Kuksul.
Okay, because there's a couple in San Francisco.
Yeah, no, in Hyuk-Soo, his son is out here, you know, so I was big on the Korean, but there was a belt testing like every 2 months, man, and it was charging me every first strike. And I was
I talk about that too in one of my other interviews. I'm like, you know, like, hey, you're really good. You should belt it. Go, you think I'm ready? He goes, yeah, you'll be fine. Okay. I go. You say, all right, $60 for the belt, $60 for the test. I'm like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Now you're just milking me.
Yeah, I was like, no, man. I was like, I would have been a black belt in like 2 years. I was like, it doesn't feel right, you know?
Not at all.
And you know, their sparring wasn't what I was really looking for. Like, stop, you know, like, hey, look, watch your control. I'm like, I didn't even touch him.
Yeah.
You know. So anyways, from Kuksul, I did judo, and then I did Krav, and I did monkey kung fu style with Sifu Andrew Foster, and then I was really started training hard around the UFC. I was like, there was no jiu-jitsu school, so I couldn't find a Gracie jiu-jitsu, so I started
Stockton.
Way out in Stockton, yeah. I mean,
There's also one in Pleasanton, actually.
Pleasanton.
Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, sir. Caesar was out there for a while. But I started to there was no internet at the time, so I bought a lot of magazines.
Damn it, he's 40, I forget.
40, yeah, I know.
What?
See? We keep forgetting your.
Yeah, man. You said
40,
I was,
okay.
wait, no, you guys said I was 30, so let's start from
Yeah.
there. You guys said I was 30, you can't take that back.
No, we forgot because you were like, wait, there's no internet. What are you? Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
He's old enough where
Yeah.
he went
didn't
through
have
that.
it.
Yeah, man. Everything,
Yellow Pages.
Yeah, Yellow Pages was huge. I used to flip through the Yellow Page. Every city I used to go to, I used to find, flip through the Yellow Page. What schools are here? You know?
Just look at everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so honestly, and then after Krav, I found Krav, that was cool. And then I found, my Kaju Kempo instructor, Grandmaster Ron Stellar, and
Yes, we
You
know,
know-
we know his name very well. Everybody that we talk to, Rostel.
yeah, he's an amazing man.
We're gonna have to get him on the show.
Yeah,
Well,
Everybody
he's
talks about it.
he's in Arizona, right?
He's Pleasanton.
Pleasanton. Oh shit.
That's Dennis's album.
Yeah, never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else. My bad.
And I'll tell you, I was looking for something. It just his personality. He was loud, and the first thing he did was, "You ready?" I was like, "Ready for what?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, what?" I was like, "Hey, bro, he's like, you hit me." He goes, "Welcome to Kaju Kempo." I was like, "Oh." He goes, "Where do you live?" I said, "San Leandro." He goes, "I'm at the San Leandro Boys Club." I said, "Oh, where do I sign?" And you know what?
Once I get feeling back in my arm.
Yeah, you know what? And he used to his little gym used to be in a box, man. It was just a handful of people. It was grimy. It was sweaty. It was perfect.
How did you deal with that being somewhat of a germaphobe in that
Well,
close environment?
at that time, I mean,
You didn't care.
I
You were
didn't
young.
care.
Okay, so it's something that developed
No,
later
and Ron would mop and
Right,
the
right.
YMCA would take care of that.
Okay.
But for the most part, I wore rash guards and everything, so I wash my hands and everything.
Just the basics.
But yeah, and I really, me and Ron, he's just been like a father figure to me. I've been with him ever since. Now Tiffany's a purple belt under him, so
Really?
watching her, and it's just like,
Did he punch you?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
you know what? I'll tell you what. I always tell her, don't be soft, because when me and Tiffany train, I hit her,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's,
she goes, okay, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
She's tough, man.
You gotta get that tolerance.
Yeah. So
yeah, my kids don't understand that yet. They're like, oh, Dad, that kind of hurt. I'm like, but are you dying? No? Ah, then you're good. Let's go.
and you know what's cool?
There's no blood.
You know what's cool about Tiffany is I can just tell her to come over here, and she can do the drills with me, because she's she's quick.
She's
I mean,
there.
she gets that from mom. Chrissy, okay, fine. She gets that from mom. But yeah, she's.
But paint taller, she gets that from you.
Yeah, no, I don't know where. Chrissy's tough, man. She had 2 of the babies, no epidural. So there it is.
Damn,
all right?
that's Wonder
Give
Woman
you a lot of
status.
shouts out, Chrissy.
I guess he likes you.
Yeah.
That's what
Well, he
10 years
stuck
of
around
doing.
for over 12 years.
Yeah,
12
12
years. remember?
12 years.
10 official.
Yeah.
10 official. Okay.
And one thing I loved about Ron, and he was always like, I don't know everything. Go out, venture off, find different coaches. So I did. I found.
Don't you like that though? The fact that that they allow you to go out and explore and
You weren't
find
restricted.
yourself to
Yeah.
what you wanted, for you.
Because Ron was always like, bring it back. Show me what you learned.
Right.
That's
Because,
cool.
bring it back, and then let me see if I can counter it or whatever you can do. And then so that allowed me to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
That allowed me to find my JKD coach, Scott Ferreira. And
Oh, you just everywhere.
I'm
Dad.
everywhere. Like I told you, Kuya, I got ADD. But what's cool is finding different coaches and different personalities.
Right.
With similar mindsets, because it seems like you find a lot of people, like you personally, that give you that opportunity to say, hey,
Yeah.
this is our way, do it only our way. No, it's cool that you're doing everything else.
No, man, because Ron wasn't like that. So it was kind of like a lot of old school schools would be like,
Yeah.
you only train, I know everything. You
Yeah.
come wash my car. And I'm like, you know what? And Ron was never like that. Like, we don't wear, I mean, only when he wants to, but he'll just wear a shirt and shorts. He's super laid back,
This is how we train.
perfect.
Yes.
and that
We're only wearing this because we got them cheap.
I need to
that's
up
it.
mine
You
though,
need to-
because it's been washed a few times.
That's it. And all the coaches I've had or instructors I've had, just were some were weird,
Huh?
some were Okay, perfect. And then, again, I'm still with Ron and I'm still with Scott until this day.
How far do you like to take yourself in each of those systems?
Well,
Because I know have you done black belt or to that level of each one? Or
I believe he's a black belt in Kaju
I'm a black
Yes.
belt in Kaju
Yeah,
Kempo. That was a 12-hour workout. That was interesting. I was really scared at the time. I never think I'm ready, but Ron, when your instructor tells you you're ready, you go out there and do it.
Yeah, you got to do it.
You gotta believe it.
So
My one of my niece has just gotten her first degree, and now with the title of CBOC.
Mhm.
So she teaches, and she's up in Vallejo, but she's going to school in Reno. But she comes down from Reno to train,
Wow.
and then she's
Oh,
back.
that's
up.
right.
Yeah.
People at the gym really love her.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's
she's-
crazy. She's really good. And then Kaju, they do some crazy stuff when they go to test belts. They go full bore. You got to go and at the time when she was getting her test, you can't have family members in there. You can only they put you in a room. They make you do the test.
No
And these
support.
guys are just trying to beat the shit out of you, and you got to fight your way out. See, he's like.
I'm not gonna say.
You remember
anything.
those days.
And you know what? I will till this day, Professor Jeff McAloloy, his tests are old school Kaju.
Yeah.
He will not give you a belt just because you're paying tuition.
Right.
You
gotta
the
earn it.
black belts will fight you. They'll hit you in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
mean,
what she was telling.
there's literally like some parents. I'm just like when all the tests, I look at it, I go, whoa. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So
No, and you got to respect that, though. It's a school, to trust their people enough that when you get in there, you're going to be able to defend yourself.
You're not gonna stomp
You know,
you out.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and I think I said this the other night, is I feel like it's our responsibility as coaches, as instructors, to make sure that our students can go out there
And really perform.
and really perfect it and not
Yeah.
give them a false sense of security.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree.
You know what I mean?
Big,
Well,
big
we had
purveyors of that.
one guy, or a student of ours, was telling us a story about he used to go to Seoul, right? And that's why I know about that. But their master would tell him, to one of their black belts, you're great, you're doing really good. I mean, really building him up, but never really had to work for that belt. He gets out in a real fight and gets killed. And the guy, my friend who was there, he said, that's why I quit. Because these guys were never honest enough with their students. I said, if this is getting too close and control your stuff, something's wrong.
I mean, I
You know?
I really understand it's a business, and,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
Still.
and working at Sobi Kick, it was very hard for me to come from a martial arts to a fitness because they didn't care about that.
Yeah, that was your
So
mindset.
it was hard, bro. Like teaching people that just want to do fitness, and I'm like, hey, keep your hands up at least. It is what it is. but for the people that wanted private lessons, you can see how good they got.
Okay.
Right.
That was
There's a big difference.
There's huge difference.
And I wanted to bring something up because we're talking about this idea right now with you have this martial art mentality. Even when they're trying to do fitness, you're like, keep them up, keep
Yeah,
them up.
yeah.
So how do you transition with the children that you like teaching? How do you instill those ideas in them, even though you're just pretty much training them for fitness at the time?
You know what? I'll watch the kids, and I can tell what kids are thirsty and focused,
Okay.
and for the kids, they just want their workout.
Or just to need a babysitter.
Right.
We know those.
Exactly. And you know what?
Drop 'em off
And
for
you
3
know
hours.
what? I'll give them that positive reinforcement. Good job, keep working.
Uh-huh.
But he's looking, hey, keep this up a little bit. And he'll look, oh. So, and then I'll kind of focus on that kid more, give him a little, some gold nuggets here and there, and he'll
Right,
come
right.
back. Hey, coach, he'll go home and practice, and then he'll come back. So, I know.
Dude, that's what he did, and we can never get rid of him ever since.
Oh, man. Well, this is what you got to do.
Kept going. No, the whole canine thing, they messed up. They fed me.
Oh,
Yeah, he wouldn't leave.
see, that's the thing. Yeah,
He
man.
wouldn't leave. We were like, damn it.
Yeah, speaking of feeding, I just got over this nasty, and I'm over it now. I had some bad sushi, and for the past 2 weeks,
Sorry, I have a
couldn't.
knife.
Oh yeah, I couldn't hold anything down. Like I would have some water, and I couldn't.
Wow.
Everything was just, the plumbing wasn't
that's
working at all,
intense,
guys.
man. Yeah.
So yeah,
Been there,
everyone's
done
like
that.
I lost like at least 10 pounds. But you know what? I did want to lose some weight, so I take that as a silver lining.
Hey, the
Yeah.
universe said, you know what?
However,
You're
you
not
can lose
working
it.
out right now. I'm gonna give you a bug.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the thing is, for decel, I have to do a lot of live workouts. So I was like, I couldn't. I didn't have anything in the tank.
Yeah.
So I know that's what I'm on a tangent.
Just to
on that.
promote decel a little bit more. I've seen some of your workouts, and there's another guy that does it too. He's doing a separate video alongside yours. Who's that guy?
That's Coach Manny. He's the boxing coach there.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
boxing coach. So, Coach Manny's amazing. He's intense, and he's from the heart, man. He's amazing. He's a good guy.
He's pretty cool. I was watching you and then hearing him in the background. I'm like, oh, okay. They're kind of doing the same thing, but one's shadow boxing, the other one's hitting the bag.
Yeah.
That was pretty
So
cool.
here's the funny thing. I'm going to be honest with you. We always like to be really honest with our guests. When I first met you, we didn't get to talk. I just kind of seen you around. You're like, you're going a mile every night. I go, dude, this guy's on, rave or monster drink or something. 'Cause he just
That's him without caffeine.
I mean, I was getting dizzy watching you. Like, well, this guy's just going. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, and then somebody said, oh, that's Coach Mickey. He goes, and again, we thought you were young. So he goes, oh, is he one of these guys who just wants to get into everything? He goes, dude, he's a coach. He's actually Oh. And then as we started to hear more and more about you,
everyone has more to say.
and they all just kept saying all these great things. He goes, yeah, dude, that guy's amazing. He does this, he does that. I'm like, we need to meet him.
I was like, how is your name not more known?
Yeah, that's why we
were surprised
we
that there
couldn't
wasn't
find anything other than just the videos you put out.
You know what? I really like to like to fly under the radar.
Okay.
Oh, you're not anymore.
Oh, well, hello.
Sorry, yeah.
No more. But you know what? I'll tell you again. Ron had a big influence in me, and his energy really translated into me.
Yeah.
And then training with Scott. Kaju Kembo and JKD, to me, the concepts are the same, but the way Scott put it on the table for me, my Kaju started to make more sense. For some reason, and not to take anything away, a lot of Kaju folks, to me, are very rigid, they don't breathe.
I have noticed that in my niece.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I know that very well.
And I'll tell you, I came hard style with Scott, and he was like, "Why don't you relax, bro?" And he's in his garage too. That's what I love. Everything I really learned a lot from was from a garage or a close quarter,
Right.
and I really feel like there was a lot of bright lights and this and that, so it made it more real to me in my head. Like, he threw me into his garage. I was like, whoa, into his car. We trained so many different scenarios, 3-on-1, 2-on-1, and till this day, I'm learning to just more relax more. I'm learning to, use, make yourself weaker by using one technique, and not say, hey, okay, now do this, do that, and it's all just trial and error.
Yeah, last time I played, he was like, hey, you can't move to your left.
Right.
I'm like, the fuck?
Or just get against the wall and try to defense
Right.
and stuff like that. I mean,
So
Stay in
I'll
the
tell you a
circle.
funny thing that you're saying that, because it sounds, with us, we always, from the very beginning, we always tell our students, relax, breathe. Do the ABCs when you're moving. Talk ABCs,
Yes.
yell them out,
Yes.
and do all these things while you're talking, because you have to breathe.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to relax.
No, especially when you're trying to do
It's not.
whatever's been shown.
and that's the biggest thing with boxing. When my privates, breathe, relax. I'm like, we've only been
Everybody
doing it for
holds
like a
their
minute.
breath.
You know what?
Everybody holds their breath.
And I'm like, do some yoga. I don't
Big
do yoga,
yes.
but go do some. Go research some
Dude, I'm
yoga.
telling you, tell them to talk while they're doing it. Here,
Yes.
tell me about your family. What's going on at home?
Say your ABCs.
Yeah, say your
something,
ABCs.
just
Make
to
them
get
talk
breath
and
going.
get them
Can I
to
tell you
breathe.
something? I'm gonna see. Pretend like you're in a boxing stance. Throw a jab. Oh my God, thank God. Okay, so when I say jab, they throw their right hand. So I have to say, no, dude, right? Trust me. I'll say numbers 1, 2. Wrong, oh my God. And then,